What is going on, guys? I'm actually here back with a brand new video, and today we're going to be talking about the 5 best PvP locations. Now, for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to be including the airfield, Electro, or Cherno because that's, the hotspots that everybody knows about. I'm going to try to include some lesser known places, and I don't know, maybe we'll come away learning something from this video. And starting from least popular to most popular, we're going to go ahead with number 5 is Svetlojarsk. So, for a lot of people that don't really know where this is, or maybe they just don't really go here very often, this place has been active for me on smaller servers, so maybe not full servers, but medium to small servers. There's been quite a few weird interactions I've had there, considering there's not a whole lot up there, but it is a pretty decently sized city, and there is a military camp right outside, so there is a reason to go up there at least. And yeah, I've actually seen quite a few people up there, like I said. So for fresh spawns, it's a good place to go. So I mean, if you're spawn hunting, I guess that's also a good place to go for you. Alright, and number 4 is Gorka and the surrounding area of it. So in Gorka, it's kind of interesting because it's kind of more inland, and usually you don't really see a whole lot of people off the coast, well, at least nowadays in Dayz. So it's kind of weird, but yeah, Gorka inland, I've actually seen quite a few people in full servers too. So people tend to be spreading out just a little bit more and exploring, and it kind of worked out kind of well for me whenever I was there. Some good PvP action. I always hear gunshots every time I'm around the area because it's kind of close to Berezino, and it has a road going directly to it. So it really just makes sense of why Gorka is as popular as it is, and why a lot of people tend to be going to it, trying to escape Berezino and the PvP. Which brings us to our next one at number 3 is Berezino and the Lumbermill. So I'm including these two together because they're just so close that there's no reason to not just lump them together in this one sum. So Berezino and the Lumbermill are very, very active. Berezino because there's a little military base with the hospital that overlooks it that a lot of people love to camp. And the Lumbermill seems to be hot because the boat actually is on the other side of the Lumbermill if you're coming from Berezino to the Lumbermill to the boat. So it's kind of interesting, and it can cause for some really great PvP moments and some very, very intense situations that really can't be beaten by none others. I mean, there's nothing like getting chased by one guy from the left, and then as you turn the corner there's another guy waiting for you. It's just a fun experience in general, and I highly recommend it. And coming in at number 2, we have the Tissie military base. So this one's kind of interesting because it's in the top left corner of the map, or northwest for any of you location junkies. And it's kind of weird because you wouldn't think something like that would be as popular, but a lot of people that don't actually want to go to the airfield but still want a lot of really good military loot tend to go to the Tissie base instead because it's a lot easier, and they think less PvP. But in fact, there is more PvP because more people decide to skip the airfield and go straight to Tissie. So it's kind of weird, as in what everyone thinks that other people won't do, they end up doing, and it's just a good old taste of irony if you've ever seen it. Alright, and number 1 is Stary Sobor, or Stary for short. So Stary is probably the hottest PvP area, and probably will be for quite some time, because a lot of people going to the airfield do make stops in there to get whatever they need for the battle that's coming in the airfield. And ironically enough, that causes a lot of battles in its own, as people are fighting for resources, like food, water, things like that. Or maybe I've seen there is a good bit of ammo actually in Stary, if I can remember right. So that's another good reason to stop by there, to go ahead and gear up before you try to take on the airfield. Which in return, when the more people are go to an area, just like with Tissie, it does create a lot more PvP moments. Or maybe you could make a friend somehow. I mean, if you do, props to you, go ahead. But for me, I'll go ahead and stay away from Stary for the time being, or at least until I don't suck as much at PvP. Let's go with that. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We post very frequently around here, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time, and peace.